Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie. If this is the first time ever clicking on any of my videos, I am a kindergarten through 6th grade music teacher, and I just recently moved. So this is like the only little corner of my new place that I can film in. Hopefully it doesn't sound too echoey. It's pretty pretty barren here, you guys. There's just some boxes and we gotta fill this place up. We came from a 1-bedroom apartment and now we're in a 2-bedroom townhouse, and it's so exciting. I am going to be making over one of the rooms into my dream office for Music and Motivate. I'm gonna have like a filming area, have a whole, really awesome desktop area to work on Teacher Pay Teachers products. So I am so excited for this new beginning. And so today I thought I would kind of take it a little easy and do a Q&A. I asked you guys to ask some questions about a few weeks ago, and so I compiled them on my phone. And so yeah, I wanted to just kind of have a chatty kind of talk with you guys and answer some of your questions. All right, so the first question is, what is your primary instrument? So my primary instrument is the bass, like the upright double bass and orchestra bass. And it has been so fun to play that, and I really thank my 4th grade weirdo self that picked the bass, because I feel like it's kind of a random instrument to pick. And you know what got me is in my 4th grade in the recruitment little concert that they played the Jaws theme on the bass, and they even like took the bow and somehow like on the back made like a crunching sound, like the shark was like crunching on the boat. And that, you guys, just hooked me, for lack of a bad pun. It really did, and it has been really rewarding. I think sometimes, of course, I wish that I picked a smaller instrument. Lugging that thing around is no joke. I have to put my passenger seat all the way down, and then I slide it in there, and it sits on, it's like laying on its side, and it's my little buddy in my car. But it's been really fun, and because of it, I got to have some more opportunities, scholarship opportunities, because not as many people play it. It was a blast. So I got to play a lot in orchestra. I didn't do as much jazz. That was my only thing that I wish I got to do a little bit more with basses. There were some jazz bassists, and they kind of had it on lockdown, and so I was more on the orchestra side. Okay, let's see. Are you Kodály or ORF certified? I have taken both Kodály 1 and ORF 1. So I took them both at ASU here in Arizona. And that's actually where I met, during ORF 1, that's where I met my husband, Kevin. So we didn't date that first, we just met each other and became friends. And then like a few years later, I saw him again at another workshop, and the rest is history, as they say. But yeah, I love Kodály and the way that it sequences. I feel like it gave me such a, roadmap when I was teaching, my earlier years of teaching. It really helped me figure out where I was going, because it is hard. You're walking in, like, I don't know, and everyone has a different experience, but walking into my first job, like, there wasn't a sequencing guide. There wasn't a roadmap. And so once I found Kodály and realized how it's so perfectly sequenced, and that prepare, present, perform, or practice, it really helped me a lot. And then ORF, I really love just the creativity of ORF, and just such the meaningful experiences you can have from that. It's really cool how, oh my gosh, you scared me. I didn't know you came back out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I want my
Do you need something? Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm glad that I was sneaky. Okay, bye.
Bye. So the third question is, how did you get get started making interactive Google slides? So I have been a Google Drive lover since the beginning. Before even distance learning time, I used most like my preferred platform. I really love using it and the ease of it. So I had a little experience with that, and then also I kind of started out first with hyperlinking stuff. So linking stuff really helps you make things more interactive. And so I would just start with like really simple games. Like I would have, I don't know, let's say for Valentine's Day that's coming up, maybe I have a board where I have like 8 different hearts on there, and I link each one. So I would click on the heart, I would press insert link, and then I would link it to go to the first slide that has that same heart on it and a rhythm that they would clap and say. Then we have a little home button at the bottom, and when they click that, it links back always to the first page. And the same thing, the second heart, then it links to the third page that has that rhythm card on it, and then they link home back to the beginning. So let me know if that sounds, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you know that probably wasn't super helpful, but that's definitely where I started, just making little really simple hyperlinked games. And let me know if you guys would like a tutorial on that. I'd be happy to do that. There's definitely, I mean, that's the starting point, and then there's so much you can do with hyperlinking in Google Slides. Do you make your own fonts and backgrounds, or what do you use? And I love Molly Monroe on Teacher Pay Teachers. I really like her fonts, so I use MJ fonts. And then as for backgrounds, sunlight's coming in very hot here. Let's see. Okay, that's a little bit better. I had to bring out my ring light to counteract the setting sun over here. Anyways, okay, so I was on, let's see, what was the question? That's right, so what fonts and backgrounds do you use for your Teacher Pay Teacher products? I absolutely love Molly Monroe. She has really great fonts. I use her MJ fonts. What is it? I think it's MJ Resting Witch Face, which sounds horrible, but that's like my favorite font ever. I use that for almost everything. And then MJ Prettily Printed is another one that I use kind of for basic text. And then there's one other one. I'll put it here. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it is my kind of like cursive font that I always go to. So I always use those. With Teacher Pay Teachers, I feel like you kind of have to have your branding, and people know when they see your font that, you know, it's you. And so I try and stick to those 3 fonts for the most part. As for backgrounds, I really love using Adobe Stock. I like having realistic backgrounds and then layering clip art on top of it. Yeah, and then the rest, I just kind of keep it clean. I really like just having a white background a lot of times because I feel like it looks modern, it looks really clean, it's not cluttery. And then also, then the flip side is I have the really realistic backgrounds of whatever it is. Okay. Oh yes, okay. So I had the question of, first, how are you, 2 people actually asked this, how are you assessing during distance learning? And then another one was kind of related of how do you get around feeling overwhelmed of being behind, and how to catch up the kids. And so I thought I lumped these together because as I was thinking about it, I don't want to come off like I don't care about where the kids are at and things like that. But at the same time, my mentality this year is to, you know, give the best experience I can in music for my students. And I'm not super stressing about grades and assessment. I feel like that's so low on the totem pole for me. And it's easy for me to say because I feel like I don't have to put in individual grades for everything at my school. I give semester grades, so not even quarterly. I give it throughout a whole semester, and it's like meet standards, progressing, and like doesn't meet standards. So I have a little more wiggle room because I don't have to give in those individual grades. So I know sometimes it's like easy for me to say, be like, I'm not really super stressing about it because my philosophy is just experience. They're participating. Of course, there are sometimes they have written assessment and things like that, but I'm just focusing more on that experience. If you are a school that like you do need to put in those individual grades, a few things that I came across in distance learning that I feel like did work well was drag and drop activities. Because it's not so overwhelming, they don't have to type and write as much, they just have to drag something. Google Forms I feel like are really good for getting data really quick, and Flipgrid. I felt like Flipgrid worked really well, but also just knowing like it's a lot to even just record and make lessons for online, and that takes so much of your time. And so then if you're attaching that assessment on it and you have so many students, you know, like going through 100 Flipgrid videos and stuff like that, not to say that it's not worth it and it's not enriching, but also thinking about yourself and what you know, are capable of and how to keep your sanity, you know, right now. Everyone's mental health is just so important. So kind of with that, going with the question of how, you know, to deal with feeling like the kids are behind. And, you know, my honest, authentic thought is, yeah, we are going to be behind, and I'm kind of okay with that. I'm okay with that. Again, I'm going to focus on my students experiencing music and having the best, you know, experience that they can, and forget the rest, really. And it might be easy for me to say, but I am just letting that go this year. Okay, this one was fun. What is your favorite grade to teach? So the short answer, third. I absolutely love teaching third. I feel like they are just in that teeter of like almost into that upper elementary. You can do a lot with them, but they still just have that just like innocent joy for music, and you don't really have to like wave the carrot to hook them. Like, they're down for anything, and you know, you can still do those imagining things and movement things with them, and they don't get embarrassed. They're like, I think that's just such the beauty of like primary. If you guys can hear that, sorry about that. Primary is that, you know, it's just so fun to pretend with them and be kids and play games and puppets, good times, right? And so I think third grade, you can still do those things, but you also can still do, you know, some of the older kids stuff. So it's the best of both worlds. But I actually really enjoy also the other spectrum. I really enjoy kindergarten. Oh my gosh, are they cute? I mean, sometimes, and we all know, there's just sometimes you look out and you're just like, what is happening? But I really do enjoy, again, that pretending side, that playful side. And then I actually really enjoy 5th and 6th grade too. They definitely have their moments where maybe it's not most enjoyable, but I really love diving really deep into, you know, music history and music technology and real world connections to music and playing Orff arrangements. Like, that's so fun. So I like doing that too. So really, the long answer is I really enjoy having the variety. I think it's so fun to be with the kids for a half an hour, and then you flip to, you know, totally older kids and then back to younger kids. And like, I like that variety. It's really fun, and to learn all the quirks that each grade level, you know, kind of has and how they work. So it gives you the best of both. I love K6. Yeah, okay. And then my last question is, how did you get started on Teacher Pay Teachers? And so, let's see, I think it's been 3 years. Yeah, I think it's been 3 or 4. I started out, and I really have had a love for design. I love, like, I can get so stuck on the design aspect. I'll make mood boards for like the new products that I'm going to create because I just love that aesthetic. I love looking at that. So I've always loved that. And I feel like when I first started out, I didn't quite have the ideas yet. I could make things look pretty and that's what I really did focus on. I did a lot of like decor stuff and planners, and that was really fun. But what I really started making traction in was actually last year, and I started to I feel like this is my 6th year of teaching, and so I feel like I have definitely a pretty good footing of, you know, how to teach and what to teach. And I was starting to see gaps in curriculum that I just felt, especially for my older students, that I just felt like I couldn't find quite what I wanted. And so that's when I feel like my store really started taking off, because I really tried to come up with you know, ideas to fill in those gaps and what I would want in my classroom, what I feel like is missing, you know, from curriculums. And so that has really helped my store, and I feel like it's really gained some traction in the past year. So it went from design and aesthetic and cutesy stuff to really trying to have a really a big meaning behind my store and trying to fill in those curriculum gaps that I know I feel and a lot of other teachers do too. I mean, a lot of us walk into having no curriculum or having just a few supplemental resources, and it's hard to piece together a whole entire curriculum, and there can be a lot of gaps. And so I want to, you know, my meaning behind my store and what fuels me and to keep going and getting up so early each morning and working on resources is thinking about teachers like me who feel overwhelmed and feel like they, you know, want to do the best for their students, but there's these gaps, and to able to fill those. So yeah. So that is it, you guys. This is my first ever Q&A, so hopefully I didn't ramble too much, but that was really fun. And thank you guys so much that asked questions. Please let me know if you have any more questions for me about school, teaching, you know, creating resources. Please put them in the comments below because I'd love to do another Q&A. It was really fun. And also follow me on Instagram if you don't already. It's Music and Motivate, because I'll probably ask over there too. And I'll see you guys in the next video.